All right, welcome back to the Homebodies live. I hope. We'll find out, won't we? If you're there in the chat, just say hello. This is a little daily thing we've been trying out to come at you from our virtual video village to let you in on a chronologically improvised film that we're making in real time with you, for you, in spite of you. I don't know. This is just a way to kind of create a creative sandbox in this time of uncertainty, and include the creative community, include the internet community. The Homebodies is about a young couple that turns to the world of adult camming to pay their bills. Hello, love you, JPEG. I prefer GIFs. But for you, I'll make an exception. They turn to the world of adult camming to pay their bills and create a bunch of different relationships and community there that may or may not threaten their own. We don't know yet. We're making up the story as we go along. Each day we wake up, we improvise a scene, we workshop it a little bit as actors, and then we storyboard it, set up the cameras, and film something. Sometimes it looks a lot like what we intended from the beginning. Other times it looks like something very, very different. And so that's what we're creating. In our previous, this is today scene 5. In our previous scenes, we met Cam and Ellie, our two lead characters. We have not really seen them, though, share the screen together. We've seen them in a phone call, bantering back and forth, and we've kind of established their work lives separately. But this is going to be the scene coming home in the backyard. Cam has been, as we learned previously, ruining dinner on the grill. And Ellie picked up a bottle of wine on the way home. And this is the first time to really just live in the moment with our characters and see them and like them and know them and meet them and kind of get invested in the relationship that they have invested in before our inciting incident that will take us into their new normal. Hi from Winnipeg. What's up, Anthony? I suppose I could share some of this on the screen. Got our lovely chat up in one of these directions because I'm getting fancy. I'm getting fancy with my streaming. With that, let's get into our virtual video village. For today's scene, I'm going to wear headphones, but what's weird is I can hear myself when I wear headphones, which gets a little weird. But I want to be able to hear the scene with you all so that we can share it together as if we're on set watching a long take. Our actors, of course, are also the crew, so they've set up a camera and just let it roll. We've got a multi-camera, 2-camera setup, which is great. So we've got a nice wide angle that Ashley walks into and kind of dominates that perspective. And then we've got my close-up that is in real time matching that. Just 2 cameras rolling at the same time there. Hey, Spencer, how you doing, stranger? We're not strangers. We're old pals at this point. Old corn pals. All right, let's get into our virtual video village on the Homebodies.
I mean, this is going to be the Ryan's backyard scene all over again.
Yeah.
In terms of color matching.
So we hit record.
I mean, I could open up Aperture a little more, but we'll roll it on this one, and then I'll open all the way up.
Darker and darker as we've been filming. The lights will be on the color correction. I apologize to anybody that might
Oh, monkey. Come on. Everything's going great.
That looks very cooked.
I mean, they say meat is murder, and I have murdered.
You killed it.
Yep.
Well, they didn't have the wine that we liked, so I got one that's bad.
Great.
You're welcome.
That's my favorite.
Good. Prop comment.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely want a wine to be sour.
Yeah.
That's.
What is that taste? Yeah? Tastes like
Sadness?
pennies.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I did soak pennies
Oh,
in
you
it
soaked pennies
before I brought
in
it
the
out.
wine. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm getting that. Just notes of pennies and sadness. Mm-hmm. It's not better with the pinky.
So this is us just vamping. We knew the kind of basic structure of the scene that we wanted to tell, and then we just opened it up and in the
I fixed
take
this
just
problem
listened
that
to
no
each
one could
other
figure
and
out. It's
went
been
with it, and
plaguing us
sometimes
for months.
it fell apart, and sometimes we just stayed in it and found a lovely little moments of
Everyone
silence
loves
or
you.
little moments of connection.
Of course.
Which is kind of cool.
I'm actually excited for Ted to get back from wherever he is this time, someplace tropical.
Des Moines.
I think I'm in a really good position to get that raise.
Like the raise?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.
We should celebrate. Let's go out.
You were making steak.
Yeah, but that's not food.
Okay. Why don't you do a series on that last line? Because
Yeah, okay.
So Ashley's now telling me to do a
this is-
series. I'm gonna turn that volume down. Basically, what just means it's kind of a pickup where it's like, hey, that line could be different, or we in previous takes the line has been a little different. And we want to make sure that we have the coverage in my angle of that exact line, because we did this exact same setup
also
with
we
Ashley's
don't have you
coverage
saying-
going the other way for her close up, and now this is turned around on me, but still rolling the same
You did a
wide shot.
fancy
So
people like
it's just a
you.
way to make sure that you have all the little
You did a
pieces that you
fancy
need to stitch
people
the scene
like
together.
you.
It also gives you little options to let the actors play. So I just took that line on a
And we don't
series,
have
doing
the
it,
alt
you know,
version of the
2,
beginning.
3,
I mean, we
5,
just do it
20
again. Yeah, let's just do it
times,
again.
just to play with
but
it.
do
And
the
then we
other
took the
one other
scene
than Meet Us Murder this
all the
time.
way
Let's just
back
be all kind
again.
of-
Normally you would cut,
Thanks, Scripty. I'm
reslate,
gonna open up
make
Aperture.
adjustments and
Probably the
things.
wrong way
I'm
to
just
do
going to
it.
now go
Maybe
check
people
on
like
the
me,
cameras. This
There's
is not
no
at
big
all the
piece
right way
here.
to do it. I
There's
feel
no
bad
GPs
even
here.
saying what we did,
We're
because
just
anybody who knows anything about
lightning the
filmmaking will
focus.
just be like, that's not how that
And
works.
camera.
But I just opened up the aperture slightly to let in more light as we lost light, so that it would feel more even, at least in the raw image, to my eyeballs, which are not professional cinematographer eyeballs. So again, this is where we welcome the creative community, because we're just two actors making a film
mean, it's
and could use a lot of
night
help.
Holy night.
So
Holy night.
I've now adjusted the
Full
cameras,
night.
getting set up
But yeah,
again
so
for a
this is,
second
I
take,
made some
and let's
choices.
be quiet on
made some
set.
choices.
This chef
Let
bit.
the actors do their
And
work.
the chef de moi. Yes, good.
All right, and Cam's a voiceover actor, so
Yes.
I'm gonna occasionally experiment with inserting different voice
How hard could
things,
it be?
and to
Oh,
keep reminding
no.
people that that's what
Okay.
he does.
All right, that's enough of that. That's enough. Stop it.
Well, that sounds good.
Everything's going great. I've made some choices.
Looks very cooked.
The chef tonight has prepared a steak flambé with volcanic ash.
Well,
It's a specialty.
they did not have the wine that we like,
Mm.
but they did have one that is worse.
Fantastic. Oh, we're crushing it.
Yeah. I actually did crush it at work today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fixed this big problem that no one's been able to figure out for a while. In layman's terms, I did a fancy thing and people like me.
You did a fancy and people like you. How good!
For the first time, I think I'm actually excited for Ted to get back from wherever he is this time.
Des
Someplace
Moines,
tropical. Someplace tropical.
Florida, Naples, Cyprus,
I think-
Micronesia. Am I warm? It's warm, but am I warm?
So a great example there of like the scene for the first half of it
You wanna
felt a
clean
lot
the
more
lines and
loose
stuff
and a lot more, kind of lived in.
Someplace
Like I really liked these characters. I felt connected with them.
But
I didn't feel like we
think
were
I'm
rushing
in
or
a
like
position
performing dialogue or trying to get somewhere with an agenda on the scene. It just felt like a nice little
babe.
lived-in moment with these characters. And then I tried a little variation on
should
the
celebrate.
bit about where her boss
go
is
out.
traveling to. And just took it too far, and just in that moment.
Yeah, but we
and
can't eat
on a more professional, huge set, I might have been
Yeah,
like,
but this
"Oh,
isn't
don't try stuff like that. It might not work, and you might waste everybody's time."
Yeah,
but
but
in this
no one
case,
wants
we really get to just try something. If it doesn't work, we
true.
go,
That's
"All right,"
stupid.
and we move on. And if it does work, then we keep it because it's on camera.
But am I?
I wish I hadn't scratched my neck. But you're making steak.
But am I?
So now we're doing a pickup again.
These are the thoughts.
Don't turn your head so far because
Okay.
you lose the light.
See, we have to help
But
each
you're
other with
making
our
steak.
lighting.
But am I? No, I'm not.
Appreciate your honesty. Don't drink
Oh
that.
God, take it away from me.
So that's just a glimpse at one scene. Uh-oh, some great chat stuff. Hey, Anthony, we teach about film. I don't know that I'm teaching about film. I don't know that I'm qualified to do that. I am making a film and including everybody in that process. But yes, anything you want to know about what we're doing, I would love to do that. Spencer says, I wish I had the setup and or space to jump in on this. I mean, who knows? Anything's possible, honestly. A lot of what we're talking about is working with other people using, natural screens that come up during the day, phone calls or work video conference things, or other ways in which we can kind of cut people into this universe that organically would just be on a screen somewhere. So there may be an environment to do that. That should be a great example, though, of what we just came out of. You're really getting to see 2 takes back to back, very different energies, very different, but all based around roughly the same script. We did kind of stay really within the parameters that we workshopped and found, and then just sprinkled in some moments as we found them in the moment, which is cool. And just a fun part of kind of exploring and creating this process. And then we have all that footage, and basically we watch it down, and from there we can kind of pick, do we want to live in that wide shot and just enjoy these 2 on their backyard grilling for an extended period of time, or do we want to get in there and enjoy kind of the cutting back and forth banter of their close-ups? Do we want to choose a moment that we pull back wide and really sit in one of those nice moments of silences that Ashley and I found while we were filming? The sky is really the limit, and that's what an editor would really bring to the process. Is they're going to look at all that footage, look at those dailies, and they'll go off of usually a director's selects or a producer's selects, which in this case we control, and then they'll kind of unpack it from there. If you have any questions about the process, if you want to be involved in this weird collaborative experience, again, anybody can chime in using hashtag HomebodiesLive or homebodies.live, where I'm trying to organize this stuff as we go scene by scene by scene in chronological order as we make an improvised film that we don't know where it's going, but this is what we're doing. I'm so excited for everybody joining me. Again, we will be back. We'll be back pretty much every day, taking a look at the next scene, unless we are filming the next scene, in which case I probably won't be able to juggle multiple cameras. We're lucky enough to have 2 rolling, let alone adding a 3rd and a 4th and going live and all that stuff. Took a lot to get those 2 shots set up. Really excited about how they turned out, especially for night, because we don't have a bunch of light to work with and control. We have 3 LED lights, the same 3 LED lights that I'm actually using right now to key out the green screen behind me. So it's a very efficient, tight ship that we have going. We don't know where the ship is headed. So I'll see you next time, and we'll find out.